and I'm back with another episode of ShayS Relationship Files. I know I was on live yesterday and I got completely interrupted. I had some craziness going on yesterday that I had to take care of, so I was not able to complete that live. So I'm back today to give y'all the episode that I didn't get a chance to complete yesterday. So remember to like, share, subscribe. I thank all of my subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. And I thank you for continuing to share my content. Please continue to help this channel continue to grow so I can continue to give you guys the great content that I enjoy giving. And today we are going to talk about how to make a man feel loved. 16 simple gestures that goes a long way. And I hope everyone is doing well this afternoon. I hope you guys are enjoying your time out, whether it's with family. If you have to work today, I hope things are going okay there. So let's get into it. So the first trait that they mention is leave him a note. You can offer your sweetie this cute and simple gesture to give him a little extra pep in his step. Write a note detailing something you like about him, wishing him good luck at work, or a sweet send off message. Put it on the mirror in his car or lunch for him to find later. When he reads it, he'll think of you, and it will make him feel special that you put the extra effort in. You can choose to repeat it too if your man is sentimental type. He might enjoy reading over the notes down the road. So that's the first gesture that they talk about that's considered a good gesture, to leave your husband a note. And sometimes also even a GIF or text. I've started finding a lot of encouraging GIF notes that I'll send my hubby or even some of my friends, just like a little pick me up and encouragement throughout the day. So those are definitely nice too. If you're not a person that necessarily likes to write by hand, that's another cute little notes to send as well. The second one is complimenting him. And this can go for either she or he. So either it's your wife or your husband. These are also gestures that can go for both. It's no secret that guys enjoy praise. Giving the man in your life a compliment about how he is dressed, his new haircut, or his cologne will make him walk a little taller. You can also compliment him if he fixes dinner, does some work around the house, or takes a proactive role in parenting. Telling him you've done so good with, or I'm so lucky to have a man who does XYZ for me, can make his day. Just make sure it's genuine and specific to him. So I do definitely agree that complimenting your mate is something that boosts them up and it makes them feel good, because who doesn't want to be appreciated and complimented on the things they do for you on a daily basis. The next trait they talk about is get him a surprise gift. Gift giving is one of the four love languages, and though people who enjoy this type of love get a bad rep, I see nothing wrong with a nice treat now and again. With this one, you can go as big or as simple as you want. You can pick up some of his favorite snacks or a bottle of his favorite liquor, or you can head to Home Depot to pick up the new drill he's been eyeing. Whatever you decide to get your man, this gesture shows that you know him and have him on your mind. So yes, getting your husband a gift or your wife a gift is definitely a nice gesture when they're not expecting it. And also, it doesn't have to be big like the paragraph bring out. It can be something as simple as cooking their favorite meal that day, or picking up a favorite snack that you know they enjoy. So it doesn't have to be something that's super extravagant or super expensive. It can be something simple, and the most simplest things actually be the gifts that they cherish the most. Next, send him a flirty text. If your man is off working all day, a nice way to treat him with a loving gesture might be digital. You can send him a message detailing how much you care for or miss him, or play it flirty, fun, and maybe even spicy. The best part about this is you can go as wild or as tame as you want. And there's far less pressure when speaking your mind over text. Take some time to brainstorm some nice things you can say to your man and get ready to receive flurry of heart emojis in return. The next trait, plan a fun date night. This one might really win your man's heart since date planning usually falls on him. Step up and plan the next date. You don't have to tailor entirely to him, but it doesn't hurt to incorporate activities you know he'll like. Mostly, he'll just be grateful that you put the effort into planning something in the first place. Not to mention, he'll be relieved knowing he won't have to argue about what you all are having for dinner. So that's definitely something that I talk about a lot in my videos, is having a date night is so important. And I know with the everything going on and the schedules we have, and especially when you have kids, it's sometimes hard to squeeze in that little time together. But my suggestion always be also, even if you can sometimes have a day date and not always able to have a night date, but have like a day date, that's also something you can do. And like I said, it doesn't have to be super extravagant. It could be just a movie and maybe even lunch together, or even just going somewhere for lunch together, somewhere you guys haven't been. That's multiple ways you can have that. And sometimes it's nice if you can make it a every week thing and pick a day out the week to consistently have date nights. So date nights are definitely important. It says have an impromptu spa day. Now I haven't never been to a spa, but I would definitely love to go one day. This suggestion will be home run for a man who loves physical touch. Offer your man a spa day from home, giving him a relaxing, tranquil massage. And don't skimp on the lotion. Do a face mask together. Run him a warm, steamy bubble bath, complete with a bath bomb and candles. There are tons of ideas to run with, and you can bet your man will feel pampered and also appreciated when it's done. And I was just about to say with this one, I like because it brings out a home spa. Because everybody knows going to a real spa is definitely expensive, and a lot of us unfortunately don't have the funds to afford that as often or really at all. So it's nice to point out some things you can do at home, like running a bubble bath and lighting some candles, putting a little bath bomb in there. That's another way of giving them like a spa treatment. Or even for me, I remember I have one of them foot massager things, so like you can feel like I'm probably saying it wrong, Epsom salt, and to smell good Epsom salt and stuff in there, and kind of it massages their feet so that, especially if they work on their feet all day, that's another nice thing to have around the house. And they are pretty inexpensive too, because I know a lot of houses that sometimes don't have a tub, so it's kind of hard to do bubble baths all the time. So the closest thing to it that I would suggest would be one of those little spa feet tub things, and usually you can find one for pretty cheap online, and they bubble up by themselves. They have the electronic thing, and you just fill it up, and it's really nice, and it kind of massages their feet and all that stuff. So, and it's nice for either her or him, so for your husband or your wife. So I definitely encourage that for if you're trying to do a little spa day. The next trait, do some of the chores. If you and your man split housework, you can take a couple of things off his plate as a loving gesture. Acts of service never go unnoticed, regardless of your love language. If your man does the dishes or take out the trash, step in and do it for him this time. This can be especially effective when he's had a hectic week or a hard time at work. You let him relax a bit by elevating one of his burdens, and for some men, that's the best gift of all. The next trait is show him spontaneous physical affection. If your man is the loving type, it can be a great gesture to show him a little extra PDA. Planting a smooch on him while he's making his coffee or giving him a big hug when he walks in the door may be just what he wants. Maintaining affection and desire in your relationship is never a negative, and your man will appreciate your effort in keeping the flame alive. So I do think it's important to show your mate affection, and it's also nice too to, when they come home to kind of give them a hug, just to that's sometimes just all they needed from like a hard day of working and dealing with probably annoying people. So I definitely encourage that as well. And the next trait, take him to a special event. Is your man the biggest football fan you know? Buying tickets to his team game might earn you more than a few brownie points. If you and your sweetie like to travel, book a hotel and find some flight options for a weekend trip to somewhere he's always wanted to go. It can be a big undertaking, but think of it this way. It's an investment in your love. It's worth it when you consider all the memories you'll make together and the excitement you will feel in the weeks leading up to your romantic getaway. So this is also a nice thing, something that you know your mate really enjoys. Again, like an activity like football, basketball, baseball. If you can have a little extra funds, try to see if you can buy him a ticket to a game that he would enjoy on his own or together. You guys can make it a couples thing. That's definitely a nice thing to do as well. The next one, make him a playlist. Now, this one is interesting. I never thought about this before. Playlists are so romantic, and music has a unique way of connecting with our emotions. What better way to show your sweetie how you feel than through a selection of songs you curated? Some notable inclusions might be songs from your early dates, your weddings, or songs that capture how you feel about them. Burn it on a disc, which is funny they said burn it on a disc. Because how many of us use CDs anymore? Or make a digital copy and include a cute picture as the cover art. This gesture is the one that you love can enjoy for a long time. And it's always remind him of how much he loves you and you love him. So I think that's a really sweet gesture too. The next gesture, offer him support. Men are often burdened with being tough. Some men even feel that struggling shows weakness. But the truth is that everyone experiences hardship at one point or another. When these hard times arrive, show your man some support. Stand by him, reassure him, and remind him of his worth. Give him space, but make sure he never gives up. Being his rock during hard times may be challenging, but it is one of the greatest gifts you can give. And I completely agree with supporting each other, especially during the rough times, because a lot of times when you go through a lot of, you can feel alone. So definitely having that support from your wife, or are you supporting your husband and being there for them. And sometimes it's not always the easiest. Sometimes it can be kind of tough because they can be kind of not the best of mood during these times. But you just doing your best to endure and not to take too many things personal, or maybe when they're frustrated not to take it too personal because they're just going through a tough time, but you just be there the best you can and do the best you can for them. The next trait they mention is tune into his favorite show with him, which is something I've done often. Even if it's a show or a movie I don't really care for, I will watch it for the sake of my husband, or I will watch for the sake of our daughter. If your man is a big fan of a certain show or a sport, a good way to show him love is to share in his interests. Though you may not be the most knowledgeable, the man in your life will likely be eager to clue you in on the nuances of something he's passionate about. Try to avoid being on your phone or dozing off. And this is another important thing. Falling asleep while you're enjoying time with your husband unintentionally, I get can happen sometimes, but you definitely want to try not to do that, or try not to be on your phone, because again, I have learned that When someone's trying to talk to you and you're just on your phone, it makes it feel like you don't have an interest in what they're saying or what you're doing at the moment. And it just makes them feel like you don't care. So, even though it's hard sometimes because we may have calls or texts, it's good to know when to put the phone down and just focus on the person in front of you. The next trait, help him with a project. If your man has been painting the shed for a few months, maybe it's time to throw in your paint coveralls and lend a hand. Not only will your sweetheart appreciate your help, but it can also be a fun opportunity to spend quality time together. Even if you can't do much but hand him a wrench or bring him a drink while he's knee deep in yard work, he still appreciates your presence. Moreover, it will mean a lot that you're willing to get your hands dirty for him. So, yep, that's definitely another thing that's sweet about that you can do for your mate. You can actually, like, when they're doing yard work or doing something that's a strenuous task, even if you necessarily can't help physically with that task, nothing wrong with giving them something to drink. Just showing that you're thinking about them and showing that you appreciate the work they're putting in. Encouraging his dreams. One of the best small things you can do for your man is to encourage him to pursue his dreams and desires. Men are often naturally driven towards achievement, and when things don't pan out or they lose sight of their goal, it can be exceptionally hard on them. This is why continuing to encourage your man to reach for his dreams is critically important and incredibly valuable. Having a partner who believes in you is a great feeling, whether you're a man or a woman, so cheer him on while he goes after that promotion or goes back to school. Your belief in him will be a great motivator to push forward. So yes, encouraging each other is definitely a good thing to do. Because again, if it makes you feel like you have someone in your corner that's rooting you on, and that definitely gives you motivation to keep going, even when it's not the easiest all the time. The next trait, fed up with feeling alone. Attract love by changing your mindset. Oh, that's actually a quiz they brought up. Yeah, let me see. I gotta skip and go back to where I was. My computer here is doing something weird. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. So looks like that is our 16 traits of gestures you can do, whether your husband or your wife, that will help them feel good within the relationship, and it will help continue to keep a positive feeling with each other, help you feel supported, help you feel loved, and keep your relationship continuing to thrive for the better. I thank you guys so much for joining me this afternoon. I thank you guys so much for listening in on my podcast. And I look forward to coming on again Monday to another live and another episode of ShayS Relationship Files. Again, remember to look out. I will start doing recap reviews on the Braxton's return to WeTV. I will start doing that. Next week will be their first episode, so most likely the day after is when I'll do a recap. If it's on a weekend, because I believe it might be. No, actually, I believe their first episode will be Friday. So I know that Saturday morning I have some things I have to do. So I most likely will be doing a review Sunday, or better yet, that Monday, in regards to what I thought of the first episode. So tune into that. Again, continue to help this channel grow. Like, share, subscribe. We almost at 500 subscribers, and I'm also trying to get to that 1,000. So please help a sister out, and please help continue to grow this wonderful channel. And I thank you guys so much for your support as well. And continue to stay safe out there, and continue to be kind and loving. Peace.